Yay. You. Turning off my microphone. Yeah. Oh, your sleepy head.
Do you think that perhaps was the situation with Kurt, where a lot of people said if he wasn't feeling so well, why didn't he just stop performing? You think maybe that was sort of the paradox for him, that as an artist, or?
Well,
have you really thought much about that before I started bugging you, or?
About him specifically?
Yeah, and about his.
Well, obviously, when Kurt passed away, I was very affected by it. Like, and I remember exactly where I was when I heard it on the radio. And I remember, in fact, I think I was pregnant for Ben, which is my first son. I think I was pregnant at the time, like a month pregnant or something. He passed away in '94.
Yeah, April '94.
Yeah, so I was already pregnant at that time. And I was in Ottawa, where John, my husband, was living at the time. And I remember they just announced it on the CBC, and I remember being quite in shock because we were on the same, like Eric's trip was on Sub Pop, and there was like a few like sort of, where we had just missed paths, you know, where like we went by the Sub Pop office and Kurt and Courtney had just left the Sub Pop office, you know, so like we'd come close to meeting him a couple times, which would have been really cool because we were very much into Nirvana and you know, of course when Rick from Eric's Trip and I discovered Nirvana, it was when like Nevermind hadn't been out yet, and we had bought Bleach actually we bought an EP called Blue. No, John gave me that. Anyway, we had bought Bleach. We just tried it one day, like at our secondhand record store in Moncton, like a few years before, and it was something we had never heard before. It was so, you know, I mean, it was like such a heavy sound for us, it seemed. And we gave it a try, and of course we really loved it. We would drive around Moncton listening to it in the car, so it did affect us quite a bit. And so I guess I thought that they were a pretty cool band, and I think what affected me more when I found out that he passed away was knowing how, like the fact that, I mean, that whenever somebody like chooses to die is pretty upsetting. So I think that really affected me. And I think that affected everybody. I mean, I think that he obviously, I mean, everyone has told me that he was a really great person and really nice to be around, and had a very nice energy and very nice personality. And I never met him, but that's what I was told. And it's so sad. I mean, it's sad. It's just, I always get very sad when I know that. I always get sad when I know that people who have children have chosen to, you know. But I'm just gonna see if she'll. But I always get really sad when I know people who. I mean, when someone has a child or children and then they choose to die, that affects me. Probably more because I have kids, but.
Yeah, as a parent,
But I guess I didn't answer your question. The question about like if he was feeling so bad, why did he continue to perform? I think he was probably continuing to perform for a few reasons. I mean, the major reason was he kind of probably felt he had no choice at that point. I mean, he was on a major label. They were having to perform to, like, you know, so many thousands of people every night. They were sort of at the height of their, you know, existence. And I think that, so there was a lot of pressure to do it, I'm sure. And I think when you start performing, there is a desire to do it, and if you love doing it, then you kind of want to keep doing it.